Okay.
Somebody's like jamming on their phone outside our windows.
Yes. Hey guys, this is the Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery Podcast.
Hey, I'm Kara.
I'm Megan. Kara has a story.
Guys, I guess you can consider it murder or mystery, whatever you want. But I was reading and thought, this is the perfect side piece for my people.
This is a great weird story.
It sure is.
That's what we want. Every weird story you got.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to tell you about a very ridiculous story that sounds very made up, but it's definitely true.
Those are the best.
It's the story of when Australia went to war with a bunch of giant birds. Megan,
I support it. I'm all for it.
Do you know what these birds are?
No.
Emus.
Oh, no. Aren't emus really mean?
Oh, they're wild.
Okay.
They're nuts.
Yeah.
My friend Marcy had 2 of them, and they were just the weirdest critters. They were very protective of their people, but they're strange. But before I get into this, can we talk about something that caught my eye this week in the news?
Yes.
In Mexico City, a woman filed for divorce from her ghost husband.
Wait, was he a pirate? Was he a ghost pirate?
Yes.
I feel like that happened years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've read that story. I think I have it listed as a possible side piece.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I think when I looked into it, I couldn't really find enough details to do an episode. Not even a short one.
Yeah. She married him.
Yeah.
This pirate, Eduardo. But then she divorced him and she said he won't leave her alone. He's showing up in her dreams.
That is the funniest part of it to me. Like, she married a ghost and then she's like, nah, I'm going to get rid of you. And it's like,
yeah, you honey, you can't.
So many questions.
You can't now. You're stuck.
But don't marry ghosts.
Yeah. Like you just said, I'm going to cover it. I put on here, like, let us know if you want us to cover this because I have so many thoughts on that. I couldn't
find a lot of info about it except for
like a good little side piece.
Several articles, but they all said the same thing. Well, I mean, it still would have only been like a 4-minute episode.
Maybe we could do just an episode on like marrying ghosts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Find some stories on it.
I could do many episodes on bad boyfriends. Terrible partners
that are
and
haunting.
That's one of them.
Haunting.
Haunted by your mistakes.
I put on here also, like, I know we haven't talked about it in a hot minute, but we randomly every now and then toss around the thought of doing a live show, maybe like in the fall-ish or something if schedules allow. So let us know. I know I've posted not too long ago in the Facebook group, like, would you all be into this?
It'd be in Nicholasville.
Yeah. So let us know if you're into that, if you would like to do that. It would be like a more like spooky theme, maybe Megan's birthday time frame. But yeah, okay. Buckle up, buttercups. This is the weirdest tragedy, I guess. I don't know. The Great Emu War.
Wow.
Emus.
Okay.
It's the aftermath of World War I. Australia is struggling with the task of finding placement for tens of thousands of soldiers to put them back into civilian life. And they're like, I know what's going to fix this. We're going to initiate the soldier settlement scheme. They want to provide these veterans with land so they can cultivate, they can rebuild their lives, they can farm. And I feel like this was like, they're going in the right path. They have good intentions for this.
Sure.
They're like, let's give them a piece of land. Like, let's give them to something to come back to and like they can have something.
Did you say soldier settlement scheme?
Yeah.
Seems like calling it a scheme.
Yeah.
Is bad language. Okay, go ahead. Because it feels like a scam.
Yeah, right.
Or something.
True.
This is the scheme they had. This is scheme.
Let's scheme
what
about
kind of scheme are you running? Yeah.
I feel like it, like I said, I feel like it was kind of like the right idea. They're trying to like give these war heroes something to do. They're creating a farm job for them if they can't get into the like field of whatever industry they want to get into. And also it's like expanding agriculture in their area. But this has some challenges. So many of the lands allocated, especially in the Western Australia's, they called it the Wheat Belt region, were marginal at best. They had poor soil quality, limited rainfall, and they didn't really have the essential infrastructure that was needed. And most of these soldiers, unfortunately, had little to no farming experience. So they're just kind of like thrown into this environment without any training or resources. So like I said, I feel like they had decent intentions, but they didn't really follow through with it.
Yeah.
And also financial assistance at this time was minimal, and they didn't really have a lot of support. So a lot of these veterans struggled to make their farms viable, and that led to hardship. It continued to fall apart with the onset of the Great Depression, so that added more and more on top of that. Commodity prices plummeted. Australia's economy was super reliant on agriculture exports like wheat and wool, and that was heavily impacted. Wheat prices in particular fell, and it just left farmers with tons of debt and little return. So by 1932, unemployment in Australia had soared to around 30%, and a lot of the rural communities were just on the brink of like collapsing. The government's failure to deliver on all of these subsidies and stuff just for the farmers just led to a lot of frustration. So that's where it starts. But then nature's like, hey,
Oh, no.
I got something for you. In November of like the early 1930s, I think 1932, the Australian military began an operation against an emu population in Western Australia.
It just feels funny that it's like our military force has got to do something about these birds. It seems so extreme, but
yeah,
I'm sure we're going to learn why.
Yeah. Well, listen, they equipped themselves with machine guns and more than 10,000 rounds of ammunition.
Okay, now this feels terrible. Like, what do you mean?
Because, well, listen. These farmers come to the government and they're like, hey, government, not only did you put us on crappy land, but there's these weird birds on our land tearing up our crops, tearing up our land, really, and terrorizing us. Like, we are terrified of them. They're giant birds that are just psychopaths. Like, just imagine the zoomies all the time from big dinosaur-like birds.
Oh my.
And the government is like, I've got you. We're going to dispatch a team specifically for this by the government to come eradicate that. Like, we're going to take care of your situation. You don't have to fight these birds anymore. Like, we will.
We're going to give machine guns.
Yeah. So they go out and they're like, 50 emus, no problem. Soldiers attempt to ambush them, but the emus flee. So, I mean, you can't shoot a running target. And only a few birds were taken out. 2 days later, November 4th, the team sets up another ambush near a local dam, and they think that they're going to get a larger group of emus. Well, they encounter about 1,000 of them, and the soldiers wait until the birds are within range, and one of the machine guns jams, so they only got 12 birds this time. So you've got over 1,000 birds still running around. And the following days, the military attempts to change their tactics. They're like, well, we got to learn like the birds. We got to be like these emus, and we're going to move to where they're more chill. They noticed that these emus began to exhibit behaviors suggesting increased awareness of the soldiers' presence.
They're smart.
They said in some of these articles that they would have emu lookouts. There would be a couple of birds that would alert the others of the machine guns, and they would act all crazy.
Like, I think my feelings on birds, besides the cute ones that like to come watch us record the podcast, I don't like birds in general. So while I am like, yeah, get the birds, I'm also like, I kind of hate this. Like, what are they doing? Like,
I know.
They moved into the birds' land. And I get that you probably have to do something about population control, just like around here.
Right.
Sometimes the deer population gets out of control. Yeah. But good Lord, just like ambushing them with machine guns seems, that's a lot.
That's a weird use of our government
Nobody's
resources.
saying that. Well, it's not ours, at least. It's the Australian.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to talk about ours, but
yeah.
We've done enough of that lately.
So it's November 8th. After 6 days of this operation, the soldiers expanded 2,500 rounds of ammunition, and they estimated about 50 to 500 emus that they had taken down. And I'm like, how do you get that big of a number? the community's just like coming at them now, like criticizing them for being super ineffective. And it's just like this discussion reaches the Australian House of Representatives, and they eventually withdraw the military personnel and equipment. They're just like, I don't know what to do here. So after this initial operation against the emus, they realize that it's super ineffective, but the emu problem persists, and farmers continue to report crop damage caused by the birds, and they keep processing appeals, and they're just like, please, somebody do something about this. And they're like, well, we killed over 300 emus in the first operation. Like, what do you want from us? And I want to be like, well, they probably are still like breeding. You probably have like a new form of military now at this point who's like been taught about what you all are doing.
They're evolving.
Yeah. So the government's just like, okay, fine, we hear you. We will form a second campaign and we will figure out what we can do. So the first 2 days, they reported that they killed around 40. The third day, they have less results. And by December 2nd, the soldiers said that they were getting rid of about 100 per week. And this continued until December 10th, 1932, when Major Meredith, who was over the operation, was recalled. In his final report, he claimed that 986 emus had been killed using 9,860 rounds of ammunition, averaging around 10 rounds per confirmed kill. Like, it took that many. These birds were wild. And he was just like, maybe some of these birds died from injury and we didn't really get to them. They just got injured in the process. But he was like, we definitely fell short because in count, we think there's about 20,000 of them. The emus formed their own army against these people.
See, now I'm on the emu side.
Yeah,
now
I am. I for sure am.
You're doing great, emus.
You did your job. You're getting smart about it, raising those chicks right.
That's right. They're growing up in wartime.
I love
They
it.
have to learn.
They had to learn.
I hate that. They couldn't just live their happy
they
little
became
emu
stealthy
baby life. Yeah.
So the second campaign got tons of mixed reactions. Some people are like, this is a necessary measure. Like we said, this is going to protect the farmer's livelihood. Like, there's just too many of them. You have to like fit in the herd. But others are like, why are we using military resources for wildlife control? This is bizarre. And so they, it highlighted all the challenges that they are facing trying to manage this wildlife population and military intervention. Like, why is that an effort? So Australian government opted not to deploy military forces for more operations in the future. Instead, they were like, we're going to create a bounty system. And I feel like that's kind of here in Kentucky with like coyotes or bobcats when they get a little out of control. Like, so where she's got her fishing and hunting license, like we'll get emails randomly like, hey, here's a free hunt for whatever this month or something.
Isn't private ownership of guns outlawed in Australia?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I'm just wondering about that whole thing. But maybe if you have like a special hunting license.
Oh, maybe.
But I was just thinking, like, to me, that's the obvious answer is because that's what they do here about the deer population, right?
Yeah.
Like they give you a little more
time and leeway.
And you're able to kill a few more deer than you'd normally be allowed to. But so I'm like, why didn't they just do that there? But I'm also not sure of the gun laws in Australia.
Yeah.
It's not in my realm of expertise, guys.
Right.
Everything else is. Literally every single other topic. But the gun laws of Australia is just not
one of
there.
them. Not one of them. We'll have to look that up. But also thinking about it, like these men just came back from war.
Yeah.
You would think they'd know what they're doing with a gun and how to aim it. So they implement the bounty system, and they said that this was a more effective way of controlling this emu population. They said over a 6-month period, 57,000 bounties were claimed. So that was a successful approach to managing the issue.
Yeah.
So the Great Emu War wasn't just a bizarre wildlife versus military showdown. It turned into be a political joke for Australia.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
Yes. The whole
we have a lot of political jokes.
So now you all get emus. The whole thing was supposed to be like help wheat farmers protect their crops from emu invasions. Instead, it became like a super like flop. The emus did not lose. The military walked away looking like just a punchline. It was just like a joke.
Yeah.
Everybody thought they were a joke. So the parliament dragged the Minister of Defense, Sir George Pierce, into it. And they were lovingly nicknamed the Minister of the Emu War. Imagine like trying to get another job after that. Obviously, the press loved it. All sorts of like snarky things like you sent soldiers with machine guns and lost to birds type stuff. All the headlines of just
Emus won.
Yes, exactly. 0. Like flightless birds, it's less heroic rescue mission than a Looney Tunes episode type thing.
Gosh.
It just made people trust the government a little less, especially when it came to, I know how out of touch they were with what people actually needed in Western Australia.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what you're worrying about right now?
Do you want to, I found some information about emus, and do you want to know why they came out on top, Megan?
Why?
It's not magic. It's emu power. They're super fast. Did you know that emus are 6 feet tall and can weigh around 100 pounds?
I did know that.
Did you know they can run 31 miles per hour?
I did not know
like
that.
Like Usain Bolt and feathers. They also are really, really tough. So they can still run around after getting shot. They don't mess around. It's like they got little armor.
Oh my God.
Obviously, the military was not ready. They didn't know what they were doing, spending 10,000 rounds on a couple birds. So
it feels like scientists could have told them, here's some facts about the emus, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you, these birds are like their own military personnel.
So just to, because I'm a thorough podcaster.
I love it.
You can get guns under a hunting license in Australia. And the maximum number of firearms that can be licensed under a hunting license is 5. And it's restricted to firearms listed as category A or B firearms.
Okay.
So,
little note for y'all.
You know, in case it's the next trivia question at your local pub.
Can you imagine?
It'd be great.
Just getting that information, being like, well, I listened to a podcast one time that said.
Yeah. Do you remember when someone sent us emu feathers?
Yes. Yeah.
We still have them.
We still have them.
I don't think anyone ever
stepped
up
to
and
it.
said, hey, that was me. But it was after the bone pointing episode because we laughed so hard at the emu feathers.
Because we're giant children.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the scorecard, obviously, there were more emus left than ammo spent.
Amazing.
So
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm glad they won.
Yeah. I mean, this is a pretty ridiculous military campaign.
Yep.
I don't know that I've heard of weirder. So
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a great story. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
I like how you said maybe it's a murder.
Maybe it's a murder. I don't know.
Emu murder.
Yeah.
Excessive force for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I was researching some other things, and then like this article, you know how like sometimes other articles will like pop up like, you should read this next. And I was like, yep, I should read about this. And
I 100% will.
I deep dove.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you all so much for listening. We love you
So much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.